guys, it's the Real China Sister. I'm back with another video. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment below. If you guys are on Instagram, don't forget to follow your girl on Instagram at the Real China Sister. So in today's video, I'm gonna be giving the ladies 5 signs that your man or the guy you're seeing, whatever y'all situation is, I'm gonna be giving you 5 signs that he needs to grow up. As some of you ladies know, sometimes these men be on some childish shit. And you're left there to like pick up the pieces, or you're left to help them discover themselves, or whatever the case may be. Like, there are a lot of elements that go into being a girlfriend, just like we expect a man to be, all these things to us, we in return have to be all these things to them. I'm not saying you need to be a nigga's living therapist. That's not what I'm saying at all. If you find that you are more being a therapist for this man than just his girlfriend, then there's a little bit of a problem there. But again, sometimes these niggas need to grow up, and sometimes it's hard to tell, like, if they are just finding themselves, or do they really just, like, does this nigga really need to just grow up? So in this video, I'm gonna be giving the ladies 5 signs that he definitely needs to grow up, sis.
The beat live, Lil Juke made it.
My first sign for the ladies that he needs to grow up is if he does childish shit. Like, this can go for a lot of different things, but what comes to my mind when I think of a man doing childish shit, like, if y'all get in an argument, the first place he run to is social media, talking about just sharing memes that kind of got to do with y'all situation, or he running his mouth talking about some, like, oh, you can't be solid to a bitch for nothing. Like, just all that extra stuff that men do a lot of the time. Like, in a relationship, you have to be able to communicate, and you have to be able to work shit out, like, between y'all, not for the whole fucking world to see, or not for a bunch of strangers to see. So sis, like, if he's sharing memes, or he telling everybody y'all business, like, in terms of an argument y'all have, rather than trying to work the shit out with you, or he one of them brothers that's like running to his mama every time y'all got a problem, just so she can sit there and baby him and say, that's why I told you not to be with that girl. You know how some men's mamas be. But if he's on that type time of, like, not having a conversation with you when y'all have a disagreement or argument, in the first place he run to is social media to vent about his feelings or how he feels about whatever it is that y'all talking about, then he's childish and he needs to grow up. My second sign for the ladies that he needs to grow up is he's still entertaining other bitches. Like, if y'all in a relationship and he's entertaining other bitches still, or he got to speak to every bitch that speak to him, like, just on some super Joe shit, on some super mixy shit, like, he needs to grow up. And, like, this is super annoying, like, when you're dating somebody or you seeing somebody and y'all supposed to be one-on-one, but he on Twitter being extra, he's on Instagram being extra, like, he gotta comment under every post, or he gotta just, you know what I'm talking about when I say a nigga that's just looking for conversation, like begging for it. And it's like, nigga, what you need all that conversation for? I'm right here. I want to say this now, there's a difference. There's a difference between just being friendly with your friends and just being mixy. I want the men to know this. There's a difference between being friendly with your friends, like your male friends or your female friends, but it's another thing to just be a mixy ass nigga that just gotta be in every bitch face or gotta say something to every bitch he come across. Like, that's a childish man right there. That's the biggest conversation. Like, I've had this conversation with girls before, like, even about the whole frat thing. Like, I know the whole frat thing is for life. I have a lot of respect for frats and sororities. I think that that's a huge accomplishment. I love what some of the frats and sororities stand for. But talking about the men in the fraternities, the constant partying, the constant being in women's faces, the constant gestures that they do at parties. Like, I understand it in college when we're young and we're in college and we're running around. But after college, when you start hitting that at 27, 28, 29, 30, like, when does that shit stop? When do y'all grow from that? When do y'all stop running around biting girls' butts? When do y'all stop flicking y'all tongues around. Like, when do y'all stop that? Like, when does the growth begin? Like, I wouldn't, honestly, me personally, I wouldn't even date a man that's still on that type time. If he 30, 32, and he's still at parties with the frats acting like he 21, or he's still a college student, like, I wouldn't even fuck with him, to be honest, because it's like, nigga, grow up. Like, good that you're in a frat, good what it represents. Now be a grown man and be on some grown man shit. Be the grown man version of the frat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of businessmen, a lot of lawyer men, a lot of doctors that belong to a frat, but they're on their grown man shit. Like, they're not still bugging out at parties. They're not still just being extra and being in every female face. Like, they're not still on that type time. So sis, if he's still like that and he's still gotta be in every bitch face, or he's still like on some extra happy shit for no reason, then yeah, he needs to grow up. Which brings me to my third sign for the ladies that he needs to grow up, is if he's not committing to you. If you know you're sitting there dating this man and you're being everything to him, like, you know, you try to be positive, you're a listening ear for him, you know, you're loving to him, you know, you're honest with him about how you feel, he knows how you feel, and you kind of have an idea about how he feels about you, you feel like he likes you, but he's not committing to you, then that's a man that needs to grow up. If he's not committing to you in a way of, he's not saying, oh, I want you to be my girlfriend, or if you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, and y'all been together for like 2, 3 years, 4 years, and he still has not asked you to be his wife. Like, he's not committing to you in that way. So if he's not committing to you, then he needs to grow up. You know, a lot of times men don't want to commit to a woman because they feel like they're going to miss the last stop on the freak train. You know, they're not going to be able, they know, men do know with being in a relationship comes great responsibility on their end, meaning they can't fuck with other females, meaning they can't, if y'all have a disagreement, just go talk to another bitch. Like, they know they gotta sit there and just be mad. They know they can't go fuck around and fuck a bunch of women. You know, there are men that will get in relationships and still do that shit. For the most part, men usually don't get in relationships because they don't want that responsibility on them. Sis, if you like been talking to him for months and like y'all know each other, like he knows you, and he's still talking about he don't want to be in a relationship because of his past and blah blah, and he just want to wait and see, you need to be talking to somebody else. I'm sorry, because a lot of that is bullshit a lot of the time. Men know if they want to be with you or not. Men know in an instant. Men tend to know quicker than us whether they want to be with us or not, or whether they see a future with us or not. Sis, if he's not committing to you, he needs to grow up. My fourth sign for the ladies that he needs to grow up is if he's looking for a mother more than a girlfriend. By this, I mean everything he expects out of you is something that his mother should be doing for him, not a girlfriend. I want the men to know when I say this, because I know as women, we do expect a man to take us out on nice dates. We do expect a man to be honest with us, love us, all that good stuff. But that is what a man is supposed to be doing while he is courting us, while he is dating us. And vice versa with women. If you feel like you got a good man, you should be taking him out on dates or surprise him with a date or cook for him, whatever you choose to do. But this point is more geared towards men that are expecting a woman to provide for them, to baby them in a way that their mothers would, expecting them to just basically caretake for them as if they were their child, you know. And I feel like men that battle with this kind of thing, you know, they have mommy issues. I've definitely dealt with that before in a relationship. You know, my parents have provided for me like my entire life, as parents should, and I have dated a man before that felt like I should be sharing that with him because he can't get it himself. And that is just not the way, sis. And of course, y'all know me from my channel. Of course, I was not going for no bullshit like that. I'm not nobody's mother. But yes, sis, if you find yourself in a situation like that where it's like, okay, does this nigga want me to be his girlfriend or do he want me to be his mother? Like, if you find yourself questioning that, then I would kind of look at the relationship, or I would try to have a conversation with him about that and see where his mindset is, because, you know, there are some men that will sit there and use you, you know. So I think it's important to have conversations like that or recognize what the fuck is actually going on. Fifth and final sign for the ladies that he needs to grow up is if instead of him taking accountability for the shit that he does to you, or taking responsibility, saying like, yo, I fucked up, I did blah, blah, blah. Instead of him doing that and admitting his wrongs, he'd rather say to you, oh, but you did blah, blah, blah. Oh, but when you did, like, that shit doesn't matter. Like, that's childish right there. You know, an adult recognizes what they've done and they try to make it right. An adult recognizes their faults, like within themselves or whatever they did to somebody. You say, you know what, that was fucked up on my part. I'm sorry, blah, blah, and that's it. A child is gonna try to spin some shit on you or try to use some reverse psychology type shit on you. So if he's like that and he can't even admit when he's wrong, then he's a child and he needs to grow up. I really hate seeing that. You know, I've dealt with that a couple of times in past relationships. Rather than admitting you fucked up, you want to try to project your bad energy onto me. Like, no, bruh. And here's what I want the men to stop doing. When a woman is telling you that she does not like something or that something offended her or something made her feel a type of way, stop bringing up some shit from before that you never said nothing about before. Like, that is not your... When a woman is explaining to you something that bothers her or something that hurts her, that is not your window to try to bring in, oh, but this is what you do. But that's not the window for that. The window for that is just for you to hear what she's saying, try to understand it, and try to make it better if you like her enough to do that. You know, if you refuse to understand where she's coming from, there's not going to be any progression in that relationship. Y'all are not going to go anywhere like that. If you have an issue with your girl or you got a problem with something that she does, you need to address it head on, or you need to address it when she does it. Like, or if you need a couple of days to think about how you're going to word something, think about it. But if she happens to come to you like that next day while you're still thinking about it, about something you did to her and how it bothered her, that is not the time for you to talk about your issues with her. To me, it's like, that's childish. Like, that's well, you did blah, blah, but you do, like, you're not going to get anywhere with that tit for tat shit or that just bringing up shit that has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on. So, ladies, like, if that's what he's doing, or like he can't fully say like, yo, I fucked up, blah, blah, and that's it, and really try to move on from that with you and really try to fix it, then he's a childish man. But yes, those are my 5 signs that your man needs to grow up, or, you know, your dude needs to grow up. I'm not making this video to say that women are any perfect or say that, you know, there aren't any ways that women need to grow up, you know, because nobody's perfect. But these are just the 5 ways to me that a man needs to grow up, and he needs to, you know, man up, basically. But yes, that's my video for you guys. Make sure you like this video, comment below and tell me you guys' opinion. Subscribe to my channel. See you guys soon.